How do you like to finish the college basketball season paying under $30 per week? Between now and Selection Sunday on March 12th, there's still tons of regular season college basketball action to go. Plus, all the conference tournaments and WagerTalk and Sports Memo are announcing their March Madness Bonanza special that will include the rest of the college basketball regular season, conference tournaments, NCAA tournament through the national championship, and any plays released in the NIT or CBI tournaments. That's right, from Monday, February 27th through Monday, April 3rd, there are 5 full weeks of hoops action, which breaks down to under $30 per week. Sign up for this promotion now on your favorite handicappers homepage and get the rest of the college basketball season through the national championship in Houston on Monday, April 3rd, plus all non-March Madness tourneys, including the NIT and CBI, all for only $149. That's under $5 a day for one of the best betting experiences in sports. Some call March Madness the most exciting time in sports betting, so act fast as the March Madness Bonanza special is only available for a limited time. Grab your favorite college basketball handicapper, or perhaps add 2 or 3 college hoops experts to make this March Madness not only exciting, but also profitable. No coupon is needed, just head to the homepage of the handicapper of choice and lock the $149 price in now. As the earlier you sign up, the more days you receive.
Welcome to WagerTalk Today, Monday, February 27th. College basketball conference tournaments start today, and it is not quite March, yet it has the feel of March Madness. The next few weeks dominated by the college basketball betting landscape. We're going to break that down today on the show. I'm Teddy Covers, of course, joined, as always, by my co-host, Lawrence Presman. Lawrence, who do we have on the show today?
Teddy, that was an outstanding intro, dude. We should do this
That's
every day.
how you get into a show.
Yeah,
no
man.
doubt.
I'll take notes. I'll watch after. I will learn, and I will emulate. Teddy, we got Marco D'Angelo right off the bat. Marco, number 1 in hoops. Number 1. It pains me to say, number 1 in hoops at WagerTalk. He is fairly well ahead of me now. I think he's 15 units ahead of me. So way to go, Marco. He's going to talk Nevada and Wyoming, Orlando at New Orleans. Bryan Leonard up next. Bryan's going to talk Boston and Edmonton, and this should be a great hockey game, man. Boston coming off of a win last night, heading off to Edmonton. I can't wait to hear his take. And Chicago at Anaheim as well. 2 bottom feeders in hockey. And then we got Andrew McInnis. He is also going to talk Boston and Edmonton. And he's got a prop bet in the NHL as well. Your big game breakdown, where you are going to focus on your miserable weekend. And if we get 100 likes, the daily presidential address. How did I do, Teddy?
Man. Of course, my big game breakdown is not what bettors learn.
Right, yeah. Oh, I messed up.
My big game breakdown we'll talk about in the NBA for tonight, much like Orlando and New Orleans, that Marco is going to talk about. I'll also break down some NBA. You're talking about Philadelphia and the suddenly slumping Miami Heat. So we'll break that down as well before this show is through. Okay. Lawrence, how are you feeling on Monday? You feeling good? You ready for balls to the wall college hoops for the better part of the next month? Because it's
hell yeah,
it's almost
man.
Here.
College hoops have been really good to me this year. I'm excited about college hoops, but mostly, Teddy, I'm excited for the summer. That's my priority right now. I am freezing freaking cold in Toronto.
Dude, Vegas, it snowed again in Vegas this weekend. Okay,
I know.
Like, this is, I don't want to whine about a Vegas winter, but I'm telling you, since November 1st, we've been steadily 10, 15, 20 degrees below average every day for the last 4+ months.
Wow.
So I'm done with it too, my friend. I moved here so I wouldn't get crappy winters, and we got one anyway.
Yeah. Well, Teddy, I asked Dave Williams yesterday, world famous poker player and an even better human being. I asked him to play in the tag team event with me at the WSOP. He declined.
Easy come, easy go, huh?
He plays it every year with his mom. and he's going to play it again with his mom. So about an hour later, Carmine Bianco asked if I would play with him in the WSOP tag team event. So I said yes. So I just want everyone to know my first choice was Carmine, just in case anyone asks. Marco D'Angelo, how are you, my brother?
Was my phone broke? I wasn't asked to
because
play.
you didn't call to ask me.
Well, you didn't call. You were the one that was entering the tournament. You should have thought of me, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I'll find
above,
the tag team
above Dave Williams. Frankly, you, Teddy, and Carm should play a tournament, and whoever wins out of the three of you should have the privilege of playing with me. Why don't you and Teddy? Why don't you and Teddy enter as a partnership? I'll take a stake in it.
If I was going to do a tag team with Prez, I already know what I would do because I wouldn't be able to help myself. As soon as I get on the table, every chip is going in again and again and again. I'm pushing everything. I'm either going to give Prez a stack or I'm going to be out of the tournament.
Why don't
Teddy and I would be polar opposites in a tournament?
I think you two should play together. That's my attitude, and I'll take a piece. I'll take a piece of you. Any listeners out there want a piece of Teddy and Marco? Let us know. There you go. I'm selling pieces of you guys. How does that sound? I don't want to sell pieces.
I don't like for the $100 that someone's going to buy in. If I win something, I'd rather keep it.
Yeah. Well,
I don't need the $100. I mean, thank you, but it's all good. Let's talk some sports. Marco, would you like to introduce a game, Lawrence, or is that my job today?
Nevada against Wyoming. Wyoming plus 5.5, a total of 138.5. Marco D'Angelo, how do we bet this game?
Well, I'm going to look at the ugly dog here, and I'm going to tell you there's no need to run to the window and grab the 5.5 right now, because if this line goes any direction, I think it's going to go up, especially closer to game time, being that it's one of the last games on the board. Everybody will be looking to play the favorite in this one, and why not? The favorite has won 6 of the last 7 games against a team that's done the exact opposite, lost 6 of the last 7 games. So why do I want Wyoming in this one? As I'm sure Teddy will ask me in a few seconds when I finish this analysis. It's the spot, guys. We're looking at this one in Wyoming. Is coming off. This is going to be their 3rd game in 7 days. They're playing back-to-back games on the road, and this is just a tough travel spot. They played Saturday night at Fresno State. They came away with a win. They were -3. They got a 4-point win there, 60-56. Now they got to go to Wyoming. Wyoming's one of the toughest travel spots in the Mountain West, obviously, other than heading to Hawaii. But this is a spot where turning around from Saturday to Monday and having to play this game on the road against the team that's playing dismal, it's easy for them to look past them, especially when you look at who they've got on deck for their final game of the season. Yeah, it's their biggest rivalry of the year. They play UNLV. UNLV won the first meeting here in Vegas. So I think this is a spot where they look right past Nevada. Nevada looks right past Wyoming. And as far as Wyoming goes, it's the final home game of the season, senior night. I'm going to take the ugly home dog. And sometimes, guys, you just got to hold your nose when you walk to the window and make the play. And I'm taking the home team plus the points. I see this as a 1 to 3 point game either way. Let's take the dog plus the points.
So this has been a very one-sided series in recent meetings. Wyoming has dominated. I'm talking about 5 straight wins, basically since the pandemic. Wyoming's won and covered every game between these two teams. They swept them last year. Is that the type of motivation that might make Nevada more interested tonight? Or is that a non-factor? We're talking about previous years as opposed to this season.
Well, Teddy, if they didn't have UNLV up next, I think it would have been a very valid point. The one thing about college sports these days and at the turnover with these teams, especially since we bring in the transfer portal with teams and stuff, the fact that a team got beat, the last couple of years, half the players, weren't involved in that. And these are kids. So I don't think it's as big of a deal as it used to be whenever kids actually went to college for 4 straight years. And you would say, how many times would we say, oh, this class never beat that team? That was a big deal. I don't think it is as much in factoring UNLV on deck. I think you guys, us being here in Vegas, we know how much, the battle for the canyon, the cannon is here between these two schools. I think they're looking forward to that one on Saturday.
Marco D'Angelo joining us, everyone. And Marco, Fantone24 asks, who's a better poker player, Prez or Marco? Fantone, it really depends who you ask. I mean, if you ask me, it's me. If you ask Marco, it's me. But if you ask Marco publicly, he might lie and say him, Marco.
I will say you are a better tournament player. You take more chances, which you need to do in tournament poker. But as far as cash games go, there's no comparison between me and you.
I agree 100%.
And that's exactly what I was going to say from this perspective. Literally, I'm like, if I'm playing a tournament, I want Prez. If I'm playing a cash game, I want Marco. No exceptions that I could think of to that rule.
And I agree with that, Marco. I think that's a very fair assessment. And I almost never play cash. And you do a lot of cash.
Anymore. You used to play cash when you came to, to the World Series, but that's when you were getting knocked out of the tournaments early, so you had to play cash.
Yeah. I don't play much cash poker. Teddy covers, are you going to be doing the opening line report for March Madness? Austin Snow wants to know.
So opening line report is football centric. I wasn't planning on doing it for March Madness, although it's probably not a bad idea. Let me think about it. Let me see if we can put it together.
Okay, there we go. Marco, New Orleans, they're hosting Orlando. They're -4, a total of 227. How do we bet this game?
You got two teams that not playing well. You look at New Orleans, they're returning home. 4-game road All-Star break on the road, 2 after the All-Star break, and they haven't played well. 3 of the last 5 games, they've allowed 51% or better shooting. That's not something I want to see with a team that's laying points. And it's a little bit of a scheduling oddity with New Orleans because, as I said, they're returning home off of what is essentially 4 straight on the road. They come home for 1 game tonight, and then they're right back out on the road for 3 more. So a little quirky for them on the schedule. But I'm going to look to Orlando to get the job done in this one as a dog. Orlando, not a good record on the road. They're only 10-20 straight up, but they're 16-13 against the spread. So they have shown a slight profit against the spread here. And I always say, if you give me the better defense getting points, I'm going to look that way. And although it's not by much, and for the season, they're basically even defensively, but over the last 5 games, they're not. And Orlando's played the better ball that way. I'm going to look at Orlando, and I got a couple stats for you in this one. Talk about New Orleans returning home off of a road trip. Well, when they are at home following a 10-point or more loss on the road, they're just 1-10 against the spread the last 2 seasons. And Orlando, 9-1 against the spread if they failed to cover the spread in 3 or more consecutive games over the last 2 seasons. So 2 team trends that definitely point to one side, and that is taking Orlando plus the points tonight in the NBA.
So the Pelicans are coming off a pretty bad loss at Madison Square Garden. A game where they were kind of blown out in the first quarter and didn't get a whole lot easier or better for them. Head coach Willie Green, quote, "The first order of business for us is we have to play harder. We have to play better, and I've got to hold our guys more accountable, hold myself more accountable. The standard in which we played with tonight is not us. They kicked our butts. They made our shots early. It demoralized us. We hung our heads. We moped. We pouted. They just ran the ball down the floor and made more shots." The coach's quotes like that concern you at all when you come back? You only have 1 home game here, and then you're going back on the highway. Is this the type of spot that maybe New Orleans steps up and brings their A game?
There's no question that they should show up with their A game, Teddy. But on the same token, Orlando's coming off a pretty ugly loss themselves that should have them focused tonight. After beating Detroit by only 2 in the first game back from the All-Star break, they turn around and in the next game play an Indiana team that's really not that good. And, they lost 121 to 108 in that one. So I'm looking for a focused effort from both. And I always have an adage that when you got 2 bad teams, Teddy, I don't want the favorite. Okay. I want the dog in that one. Add that to playing a little bit better defensively. I just can't back a team like the Pelicans right now laying points.
Marco D'Angelo, co-founder of WagerTalk.com, best damn thing he ever did in his life. $9 Mondays. Marco's got a 4% college basketball Big Monday Massacre. Interesting name. Since Thanksgiving, Marco, you're actually pissed me off. To be honest with you, I'm just going to lay it out there. You've pissed me off. You are 99 wins and 52 losses. That's unbelievable. If you guys have bet $100 a unit on every one of Marco's hoops plays since Thanksgiving, you would be up $13,000, which is just incredible. Way to go, man. Marco is about 15 units up on me in hoops. And I'm double the third guy, Marco. That should show you how great your hoop season is going. I'd still like to make a side wager that I'll kick your ass. I've given you a 15-point head start. We're running out of games, and I'm still confident. But either way, congratulations, man. I mean, really, this is just such an outstanding run. Your free plays are 27 and 13 on this show. So I would rewind this, guys, and re-listen to those games because 27 and 13, that's 68% average. Way to go, dude. How did I promote well enough for you? Are you good? Would you like to do some yourself?
No. Yeah, you said it all, Prez. Very good.
Okay. There you go. Marco D'Angelo, everyone, and we're lucky to have him. Teddy Covers! What did you learn in the wonderful world of sports betting?
I learned that I'm an idiot.
Well, I knew that a long time ago, Teddy.
Yeah, exactly. Last week, I came on the show. I think it was Friday. I came on the show and talked about how I love this time of year in the NBA. And I believe the words I used specifically were freaking gold. This is a humbling business, always. After talking about how I love betting the NBA this time of year and hit 70% in the NBA after the All-Star break over the last 4 months of the season last year and 60% in the NBA over the last 365 days, I spent the weekend getting my teeth kicked in the NBA, 1-4 with 5 client plays and wrong sides, a handful of wrong sides as well, losers from start to finish. So what do? Do you panic? No. You go back to the grindstone. You betcha. I sat down and did an NBA session yesterday. I'll sit down and do another NBA session today, be watching like a hawk all week. I still believe my premise is correct. This is my favorite time of year to bet the NBA. But coming in on Monday morning, a bit humbled, Prez. It is always a humbling business that we're in. So not what I want to be, have learned on Monday morning, nonetheless. That's what it is. How about you?
Well, I mean, listen, it's the same with me, brother. I mean, I had a great day yesterday. I had a great day Saturday, but I lost my 5% on Friday night. And it's like, that's what sits with me, is that bloody 5% play. I had the Toronto Maple Leafs in regulation. They won in overtime. And that's been my NHL season, Teddy. I'm actually killing it in totals in the NHL. And my money line bets in the NHL, I'm on a 13-1 run, but my regulation bets have destroyed me. And that was not the case last year. So I just keep sticking to the damn program. But I am making an adjustment now, and I'm going to really try to lay off these regulation bets. But man, of course, this business is humbling, but it always waits until you've reached the top of Mount Everest before it throws you off the ledge.
What does Bryan think?
Bryan Leonard.
You're breaking up, so I couldn't get if you said anything. But I do want to point out, last time I was on the show, I mentioned I was falling asleep. Well, I appreciate you making the difference in this show by talking poker to make sure I was falling asleep. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay, Bryan. So Pakistan's playing India today. They're in the third of 5-day test match. Who do you think's going to? I'm just starting with you, Bri, because you come on the show, you call me boring. Oh, Bryan. Are you done? I mean, listen, I'll give you the mic, dude. You could go on and on if you want.
Well, let's talk some hockey while I'm on the show here.
Boston.
Yeah, Boston and Edmonton here. How often do you get a chance to play the best team in hockey in this price range? Boston's the most consistent team all season long. They had a streak. They played about a month, and they were very good. They weren't excellent. They were very good. But you take a look at what they've done in the month of February: 5-0 on the road straight up, 7-1 overall in the month of February. When you take a look at over the last month in 5-on-5 action, Bruins in goals plus or minus per 60 are up 1.39. The Oilers are up 0.34. They're better than a goal better than Edmonton. Boston's a team that we can count on a regular basis. Other than that game when they got shut out by Seattle 3-0, and they got their revenge last time they played them. This is a team, you know what you're going to get. Edmonton and Calgary are two teams you never know what you're going to get. They're going to look like the best team in hockey one night, and they look like the worst team the next night. So when I got a chance to play Boston here against Edmonton, I've got to like Boston. Here's the stat for you, Prez. Edmonton has not beaten a team with a current winning record, since January 19th against Tampa Bay. That's over 5 weeks ago. Their only victories have come against the Philadelphias, the Ottawas. This is a major step-up game for Edmonton. I like Boston here, and I think they win pretty easily.
Right, look, I get it, man. I mean, you asked the question, when do you get Boston at minus 140, whether on the road or not? I asked the question, when do you get Edmonton at plus 120 at home?
I understand.
Has that happened this year? Andrew McInnis, while you wait, check that out. Has Edmonton been a dog at home this year? Bryan,
I will say no.
And they've, yeah, I would say no as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know for sure. But Bryan, look, they've had 8 regulation losses. So, I mean, Boston is putting down an absolutely historic season right now. Super impressive. Teddy, set up the next game.
Yeah, Lawrence is a heck of a follow-up.
Shut up.
You got a one-word answer out of Bryan.
Hey,
well
Teddy,
done.
I'll do my follow. Your follow-ups just annoy our guests. Teddy, I'm going to come clean, Teddy. Okay? I'm coming clean. Every Wednesday.
I shouldn't move on to the second game with Bryan yet?
Every Wednesday at 4 p.m., all the WagerTalk guests get together on Zoom, and they talk about how annoying you are, and they all help each other get over you and your follow-up questions. They work with each other. So, yeah, it's you, bro, not me.
I appreciate that. And the sneezing and coughing on air without hitting the mute button, that's you. That's not me.
That's
Bryan,
me.
let's talk about a matchup of two bottom feeders tonight. The Chicago Blackhawks have played pretty bad hockey this year. So the Anaheim Ducks. Between them, 40 wins combined. Anaheim, short home chalk in the minus 130, minus 135 range. Total sitting at 6, a little bit of juice to the over. What do we do with the Ducks and the Blackhawks on Monday night in West Coast NHL action?
First of all, when it comes to Teddy asking us questions, I always like it. I've known it for years because of the Tuesday meetings. He's just playing devil's advocate. He's always done that. And Marco takes it personal. And I said, you've been in the same meetings as Teddy has been for decades, and yet you question him by doing this. That's what Teddy does. He gives the opposite opinion, and I like it. You always try to learn something that way, and so I appreciate Teddy doing that. But talking about this game, after going from two teams that are going to be making the playoffs down to Chicago and Anaheim, over the last month, the Blackhawks are minus 0.87 goals, plus or minus per 60 in 5-on-5 play. Not good. Unfortunately, the Ducks are minus 1.46. So you're looking at a team in Chicago that's much better. They're over a goal better over the last month than Anaheim is. If you take a look at expected goals, they're plus 0.40 goals better. Chicago's the better hockey team right now. I know they lost. Kane is sitting out. They're waiting to trade him. He's not going to be in the lineup. I fully understand that. But you're also taking a team in Chicago who has dominated Anaheim 9-1 against Anaheim as of late, including 4 straight wins on the road. This Chicago team, as Teddy pointed out, they've been a bad team all season long, but they're not tanking. They're coming out and playing a good game, and Anaheim's playing. That's the one thing about hockey this year. Hockey players are different than NBA players. They've got heart, and even when they are losing, they're still giving a good effort, which is why it's so hard to beat the NBA anymore. But Chicago's won 5 straight games heading into this matchup, and some of the teams they've beaten, how about Toronto, Vegas, and Dallas? 3 of the best teams in hockey. This is a Chicago team playing with a lot of confidence right now. Anaheim returns home after a successful 2-2 road trip. They've won their last 2 games. They're coming in fat and sassy. They haven't won a home game all month. I don't expect them to win here. Give me the underdog Chicago Blackhawks here.
Bryan, Leonard, everyone. Bryan, what do you got to promote? It's $9 Tuesdays. You have anything up for our clients?
I have nothing at this point.
$9
I'll probably
Tuesdays.
put up the Chicago game. I've been really struggling lately, so I'm not going to force anything. Much like Teddy, it hasn't been a good week for me, but I'm one person who is glad that February is the shortest month. I can't wait to get to March.
I hear you, brother. Bryan Leonard, everyone. You can find him at WagerTalk.com. Teddy, Handicap to Cap writes, by the way, great name, Handicap to Cap. I don't even know what that means. He writes, Prez is so annoying. Would you like to add to that?
No, he said it perfectly, succinctly.
He did. Right?
All it takes is what? Is 4 words. Prez is so annoying. Nailed it.
Yeah. So, well done, Handicap. You nailed it, man. I agree, dude. I mean, I annoy myself, bro. Like, oh my God. I mean, I don't even know what to say. But anyway.
This is what you say. Teddy, it's time for your big game breakdown. That's what you say.
Wait. I want to say that everyone in the chat room loves your follow-up questions. They think they're outstanding. They put the guests on the spot to justify their picks. They're very helpful, and you do a wonderful job. That is the general consensus. I do agree, even though I was making fun of you, and I am without question bloody annoying.
Sure. And look, when it comes to the follow-up questions, the goal is threefold. 1, we need an entertaining show. We can't just have everyone just nodding their heads all the time. There has to be some pushback. 2 is, even on games that I agree with, all right, there's always a case for the other side. As bettors, it's important to take a look at the case for the other side before we dismiss it. And the third reason why I like doing is, I'm a contrarian by nature. I'm an ear flicker by nature. It's just, Bryan talked about the Tuesday group back in the day. The legendary betting group here in Las Vegas used to meet every Tuesday during football season. And those are some sharp dudes, and guys that, really good bettors. And I would come into the meeting and I'd just be me, Prez. I can't not be me. I would come in and play contrarian on a regular basis. And it's something that I think is important only in the sense that it gives a chance to make sure that everyone knows there's always 2 sides to every bet. And you have to take a look at the other side before you load up on yours.
Well said, brother. Handicap continues. I sound like a barking chihuahua at all times. they're very loved dogs, Teddy. I mean, like, listen, handicap.
And hated.
What?
And hated.
Well,
the
owners,
people that
the
love chihuahuas
owners
love
love
chihuahuas.
their
The people that
chihuahuas.
hate annoying little barky dogs don't necessarily love chihuahuas.
Yeah, true that. And hey, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I'm okay with that. And I'm proud to have annoyed you, handicap. Teddy, commercial break, your big game breakdown, Andrew McInnis, who I annoy every Wednesday, and of course, the daily presidential address.
Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at both WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com, when all daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including 5% best bets, normally priced at $35. As an added bonus, any picks packages loaded early for Overnight Tuesday or action during the week will also be priced at $9 until midnight on Monday. So make sure to take advantage of getting these $25 and $35 picks for only $9 before the clock strikes 12 and they return to regular price.
It is time for today's big game breakdown. Let's talk some NBA for Monday night. Miami at Philadelphia right now. Look at the Wager Talk live odds screen. Sixers -6 at home, total sitting about 217 at most sports books as we speak. Look, Miami's not playing good basketball right now. They lost to Denver and Brooklyn before the All-Star break. Since the break, losing to Miami and Charlotte, 0-4 straight up, 0-4 ATS. The quotes coming out of Miami, here's Tyler Hero, quote, "This is a point in the year where we can either come together or we can go away and split." I don't like that quote. I want a quote that says, "This is a point of the year where we're going to come together." Miami's the single worst point spread team in the NBA this year, number 30 out of 30 teams. They played 62 games this season. They've covered a grand total of 22 point spreads. They've been consistently overvalued, basically from the get-go. Miami at +5 or higher this year. They've got 3 point spread covers all season in this role. Their last 9 on the highway, 2-7 straight up, 2-7 against the spread. They bring in Kevin Love. That does not move the needle in the Eastern Conference right now. This isn't a Heat team that I trust to step up in class. They're a good team. They're certainly not a great one right now. They're going against Philly. Philly's in playoff revenge from a hard-fought series loss last spring. They haven't played all year until this game. Philly's coming off a great game against the Celtics, in which obviously Embiid's three-pointer to tie it came a fraction of a second late. Doc Rivers, that was a very playoff game-ish atmosphere. You know, I could look at little plays, not the last one. The last one, I'll live with that. It's a game that comes down to single plays. Philly's playing playoff-level basketball, all right? I know they lost. They're coming off a loss, and their bench played poorly in that ballgame. Miami's not playing playoff-level basketball. Their bench isn't very good, and they're not the better of these two teams. Give me the Sixers -6, and there's your big game breakdown. Back to you, Mr. Prez.
Teddy covers. A lot of people are calling me Prez Claus with the gray beard. I'll take it, man. Call me names. My favorite of all is douche. Nobody's called me that in like months. Guys, come on. Call me that. And I already, that's what I want to be the next time I come back to this earth. I want to be something that cleans out the V's, baby. Oh, yeah. Andrew McInnis. How are you, dude?
Honestly, it's one thing I can say is that I always come on here in a good mood and with a laugh. So I gotta appreciate you for that, Prez. I'm doing very well. Had a fun weekend in Montreal. Wasn't as fun watching my team lose, but a great weekend and kind of refreshing. You know, it's nice to kind of step away from being in the office many hours a day and just kind of go away for a weekend, come back, and look forward to a really busy March. So good to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
Well, we love having you on. Teddy, Richie Vegas writes, "I love your Jewish nose." Who's he talking about?
McInnis.
Well,
yeah, it's obviously mine.
Me. Yeah,
it's obviously
like
the guy with the
me.
last name McInnis.
Oh, yeah, of course. McInnisburg. So, McInnisburg, tell us about these Wednesday meetings. Teddy Anonymous, 4 p.m. every Wednesday when all the guests get together and discuss Teddy's annoying follow-up questions. What goes on in these meetings?
Oh, we prepare. Yeah, we try and, handicap what he's going to ask back to us, figure out kind of how we can get him and things like that. I'll say, honestly, I think I'd be pretty good at it as far as the NHL is concerned. Like, if like puck time, we just talk about the games. I don't really do that. But Teddy, I think I'd be really good at it with NHL. I think I'd be able to just like you, I see both sides and stuff like that. But I will say, especially when I'm not watching the show and I'm just listening, like a lot of times I'll toss the show on when I'm out for a walk or something. I always can tell if you like really, it's a lot more entertaining when it's evident that you disagree with the pick, because you're just like, wait, hold on, like what? Like,
Let me get
you
this
really
straight.
think
What?
this? Yeah. But when you actually like the pick, it's just like, okay, can you elaborate on this?
Yeah.
But it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. But the biggest thing that makes me laugh, I told you, is when people are like already talking about what you're going to say before they even finish their sentence.
Yeah. No, it's the best. Someone will get up there, it'll be like, yeah, Orlando's going to win tonight on the money line. And Teddy will be like, do you take into account they haven't won a game in 6 months? Anyway, Andrew, Bruins and Oilers. Bryan got on here. He made a case for Boston. He mentioned how getting them at minus 140 is such short odds for a team putting together such a historic season. You've got a team total bet for us in this game. What is it?
Yeah, so guys, I'm looking at the Edmonton Oilers here, obviously a home underdog. I'm looking at their team total over 3.5 goals, now up to around plus 135. A lot of people don't look at the team total over for a team that's already the underdog. But I've talked about it before on this show, and it's something that's worked for me before, especially when we're getting 2.5s. But here with the 3.5, this Oilers team has gone over 3.5 goals in 15 of their last 18 games. Many times they'll go over this number, even in losses, guys. They lack no offense. They have no struggling. There's no struggling at all with them when it comes to Connor McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Nugent Hopkins, what they're able to produce on the offensive side of things. The defensive side is one of the more embarrassing sides of hockey. If they didn't have some of these great players they had offensively, they would look really, really bad. So when I look at this game, this is a team that, Boston, one of the best teams in hockey. Like Bryan said, how often do you get a price like this? And that's kind of what I want people to think here when you get Bruins in a back-to-back against the Oilers. The fact that their defense is so bad, everybody's going to love the Oilers or the Bruins. I look at the team total, 15 of last 18 games, guys, and we're getting plus 135. I feel as if this is a great spot for the home team. And that team total trend is hard to avoid.
So I actually have a follow for this one, Lawrence.
Woohoo!
If you don't mind.
Knock him out, Teddy. Knock him out.
Why not just play the full game over? I mean, why the team total here specifically when we know they're the weaker of the two teams and we know that they lose games when they go over 3.5? Why not just play full game over and less juice to do so?
I actually do like the Oilers in this game. So I think they could, hold off the Bruins. But to the reason why I'm not playing them on the money line is because, again, like you mentioned, and I also said, is that they do give up goals. So I'm confident that they'll have a good performance. I'm looking for a down spot here for the Bruins. And I would just be really mad if the Oilers won like 4-2 or something. And, that ended up losing the full game. So I do like the Oilers, Teddy, but I'm choosing to go with the team total just in case they end up losing, something like 5-4. I'll still feel pretty good. But I mean, guys, 15-3 is a pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty good run as far as a team total. And even against a team like the Bruins, I'm not going to go away from it.
Yeah, Andrew McInnis, everybody. It's $9 Mondays. Andrew, what do you got going for the clients today?
I'm waiting on goaltender information and a couple things, but I think potentially either way, I will have a big play on the ice. I did hit my last one on Thursday, and looking for another big bet here in the NHL. So these 5% plays have been strong for me pretty much, steadily for like a year and a half now. So I'm struggling with the smaller plays, but the big ones I have been cashing in on, and I think I will have that up. And again, like mentioned, that it will be for only $9. And I have a promo PT100 that's taking $100 off my NHL season. We've got futures, props, sides, totals, doing a lot over there. So check it out, guys.
Yeah, and Andrew McInnis, up profit in NHL and co-host of Puck Time. Andrew, before we get into your William Karlsson prop, one of our listeners, and look, I try to bring, our viewers, our listeners, our watchers. Teddy lectures me all the time. Who cares? I try to bring them into the show. If they got questions and they're here every single day, I want to try help them out. They want to know about the Vegas Colorado game, and it's a big game for both teams. Minus 140, I think, for the Avs, which I like tonight. The Avs, I think it's a good spot for them. Do you have any quick? I know you didn't prepare for this game, but do you have any quick thoughts on it?
Look, my thoughts are simple. You've got a team that's getting a lot healthier, a team with the superstars playing well, and a team that I don't want to fade right now. And that team is Colorado. Plain and simple. I mean, in the last handful of games, Mikko Rantanen and Nathan McKinnon each have 4 goals. I think both of them, 5 or 6 assists during that span. And the NHL is a league where you need to have 4 lines playing well. I talk about that all the time. You need to have depth. It's not like the NBA where you can have 3 guys carry it. But when you're a guy that looking to back the Avalanche, you want their best players playing at the top of their level. And right now we're seeing that. Whereas the Vegas Golden Knights, their best players, they take some more nights off. So I'll lean towards the Colorado side here.
Teddy, you want to set up the William Karlsson?
Yeah, talk to me about William Karlsson.
Good setup, Teddy. Brilliantly done.
Sounds good. Look, I mean, we're talking about a guy like this here that averages around 18 minutes of ice time, I think, over his last 10 games. He's certainly getting out there and getting enough time to get this one. And this is a 1.5 shots on goal. I mean, a lot of times you see 3.5, even 4.5 for the elite of the elite. But getting a 1.5 here for a guy that's cashed this in 7 of his last 10 games against an Avalanche team that is ranked, I believe, 22nd in the league in shots allowed per game. They are giving up chances, but William Karlsson, the way he plays, he shoots a lot of pucks from the outside. He's not as much that's, gritty and scoring around the net as much. He shoots a lot of pucks from the outside. So even when his shots aren't dangerous and goal scoring opportunities, they still count towards our prop bet. So if he's planning on going off on a change, if he's looking to just freeze the puck and get his team a line change or a face-off and just fluttering the puck into the goaltender's chest, that still counts as a shot on goal for us. And I believe right now this Vegas Golden Knights team is really trying to execute that, keeping their game plan simple. William Karlsson, getting him at 1.5 is, to me, what I'm looking at. I recommend people, honestly, to stay away from betting the big guys on the Vegas Golden Knights, their best players, because really their best players haven't been their best players. And with those guys, you're getting 3.5 shots or 4.5. With William here, you're only taking 1.5 to the over.
Yeah, and Andrew, I think Vegas Golden Knights have 9 guys over 10 goals each. I mean, this is a well-balanced team without a real monster superstar. That makes a lot of sense. Andrew McInnis, everyone, thanks for joining us, brother. Puck
Thanks,
time,
guys.
11 a.m. Eastern every day. Him and Carmine Bianco, plus a guest, take apart all the NHL games. Teddy, 108 likes. Guys, subscribe to our channel, please. Let's go, Daniel. Okay, guys, I got a couple of hockey bets for you in this video, but before we get into that, I want to discuss my facial hair. I'm getting abused. I mean, John Cowan writes, Prez's upper lip looks like a cartoon character drawn on by a little kid. Then I'm told it looks like I tried to spark a roach and I caught my face on fire. Chris Lawrence thinks I look like I spilt chocolate milk all over my upper lip. So, and on and on and on. So, guys, let me explain. I think I look more ridiculous than you guys think I look ridiculous. I understand that my beard looks idiotic and my gray hair and my black hair is a mess. but I can't shave it. And the reason is I'm doing it for you people. I mean, I'm on an 8-0 NHL money line run. Can't shave this beard. I'm on a 33-13 college basketball ATS run. I can't shave this beard. I'm on a 45-25 NBA run. I can't shave this beard. I'm the number one NBA expert and the number two hoops expert at WagerTalk. I can't shave this beard. I'm a superstitious guy. I am not going to let my clients down by shaving my ridiculous, pathetic beard in the middle of an insane freaking run. So I'm doing it for you. Anyway, couple of bets for tonight. I like the under in the Ottawa Senators Detroit Red Wings game at 6.5. I think that game is a low scoring game. And I like the over in the Anaheim and Chicago game. It is now 6.5, but there should be a ton of goals scored in that game. Teddy, my brother, it's $9 Mondays. I got an NHL money line bet, 13-1 run. I got 2 college basketball and 2 NBA bets. You get them all at WagerTalk for $9. Brother, I am having a shawarma. Take us home.
Sure, Lawrence, with the incredible ability to turn his beard into a promotional tool for his sales. Well done, my friend. That's going to wrap it for the Monday edition of WagerTalk Today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Same time, same channel, 9 a.m. here on the left coast, noon for you back east. Between now and then, enjoy the games and best of luck with every wager that you make. Well, as long as it's not against my side. Cheers.
How do you like to finish the college basketball season paying under $30 per week? Between now and Selection Sunday on March 12th, there are still tons of regular season college basketball action to go. Plus, all the conference tournaments and WagerTalk and Sports Memo are announcing their March Madness Bonanza special that will include the rest of the college basketball regular season, conference tournaments, NCAA tournament through the national championship, and any plays released in the NIT or CBI tournaments. That's right, from Monday, February 27th through Monday, April 3rd, there are 5 full weeks of hoops action, which breaks down to under $30 per week. Sign up for this promotion now on your favorite handicappers homepage and get the rest of the college basketball season through the national championship in Houston on Monday, April 3rd, plus all non-March Madness tourneys, including the NIT and CBI, all for only $149. That's under $5 a day for one of the best betting experiences in sports. Some call March Madness the most exciting time in sports betting, so act fast as the March Madness Bonanza special is only available for a limited time. Grab your favorite college basketball handicapper, or perhaps add 2 or 3 college hoops experts to make this March Madness not only exciting, but also profitable. No coupon is needed, just head to the homepage of the handicapper of choice and lock the $149 price in now. As the earlier you sign up, the more days you receive.